Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of QuaranTEAtime with Celeste. Of course, I'm your host, Celeste Barbier, and this is my 63rd episode of QuaranTEAtime. It is Sunday, May 24th in the year 2020. It is still Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow is actually Memorial Day, and we have a few different birthdays. But first, let me tell you what tea I am drinking, because my tea was a gift for my anniversary that I had on Thursday. Someone came and dropped off a tea from a local tea company called the Loose Leaf. I've always wanted to get some of their teas. And this is called Immunitea, which contains organic echinacea, organic nettle, organic olive leaf, organic ginger, organic hibiscus, and organic calendula. This little tiny packet apparently brews up to 50 cups. Wow. And they gave me this really cool little steeper thing. It's like on a leaf, and it's like some kind of silicone. It has a little matte tray to set it on too. So when I'm done steeping, I can just set it over here and try my new tea. It's a good tea. Tastes very healthy. It's very definitely a healthy tea. I like it when the ginger and the hibiscus come through. As you guys have probably been able to tell, since you've seen me drink, 63 different cups of tea. You probably can tell that my favorite teas tend to be fruity, not floral. I don't do floral teas, so if you want chamomile or anything like Earl Grey or English breakfast, those are not my kind of teas. I'm all about the fruity teas. I like fruity teas and spicy teas. So I like mint, ginger, and like cinnamon. I'm not a very big fan of like anise and licorice and things like that. And I actually have a weird allergy. I'm allergic to spearmint. It's so weird. But yeah, if there's any kind of hint of spearmint in anything, I get an instant forward-facing headache. It's very, very strong. It comes on right away. Okay, so let's get to the birthdays. So the first birthday I have is Queen Victoria. You might remember the Victorian age. Well, she was under Queen Victoria's rule. She was born in 1819. And I read a lot of quotes from her, and it's really funny because this woman really hated babies and did not like marriage either. She thought babies were disgusting. I think I'm not going to try to remember the quote that I read, but it was hilarious. Anyway, so she says, the important thing is not what they think of me, but what I think of them. I thought that was the most poignant quote that she made. And yeah, that's true. You know, it doesn't matter what people think of you, but it's more important, what do you think of that person? And whether or not you want to include that person in your life or not. And then Elsa Maxwell, she was like a socialite, a gossip columnist, a songwriter. She did a lot of different things. She was born in 1883, so she was actually born during the Victorian era. And she said, existence is a party. You join in after it started and leave before it's finished. That's a good quote too, true. Now, this next one is by Bob Dylan. He was born in 1941 on this day, and I do love Bob Dylan music. I know he's a little bit of an odd character, but I kind of like that about him. He's a poet, and that's how he's always identified, as he's a poet, and he wanders around and does what he does. And actually, I think even just recently, within the last 10 years, he accidentally got arrested because they thought he was a homeless vagrant. He's just never really cared what people thought and cared to put himself together. I know that now he is up in the Santa Monica area, and he's welding and building these big steel gates or wrought iron gates. Anyway, and he has a bourbon company too. So he says, all the truth in the world adds up to one big lie. Oh boy, that's a good one. I've been saying that my whole life. Yep, it's all, everything you think you know is a lie. Everything is a concept. So just keep that in mind. Whether it's anything from gender or just what's right and what's wrong, all of that stuff it was contrived. So you've just got to figure out what's real for you. He also said, I kind of live where I find myself. That's a good thing. I think it makes sense. Yeah, you shouldn't be so attached to where you are. It's really about where you are as far as a person, rather than where you are physically. And Patti LaBelle's birthday is today too. She was born in 1944, and she says, you don't have to be an angel, just be someone who can give. I like that. Patti LaBelle's awesome. She's amazing. And Tommy Chong was actually born today in the year 1938, same year as my dad. And actually my dad looks a lot like Tommy Chong. He said, everything that happens to me is very cosmic. Ooh, yeah. And actually, I was surprised to read a couple of his quotes, but he is not a big pothead. That was never his thing. It was just a character that became part of his comedy that he played. But he was not a big guy into marijuanas. Okay, so as far as the national days today, it is National Yucatan Shrimp Day. Interesting. Shrimp kind of sounds good. I'd love some shrimp cocktail, actually. It is National Aviation Maintenance Technician Day. Well, we do want to make sure those planes work. If you're going to get in a plane, we hope they don't fall out of the sky. It is National Brothers Day. It is so happy day to all your brothers. Make sure to call your brothers and say Happy Brothers Day to them. So it's a good reason to reach out and talk to your brother or brothers. I don't have any brothers. And it's also National Escargot Day, and don't knock it till you try it. Escargot is pretty good as long as it's completely saturated in butter and garlic. And sometimes some provincial herbs as well. It is also National Scavenger Hunt Day. There's a fun thing you could plan for the weekend if you wanted to do a scavenger hunt with your family. And it is also National Wyoming Day. So those are all the national days and the quotes. I want to show you guys one thing. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but like I was always like a rockabilly girl, and before that I was kind of a goth girl and whatnot. It's one of my old rockabilly t-shirts. I think I've had it forever and ever. But I want to show you guys my locket here. See this locket with this dead girl on it? Well, if you open it up, it's me and my wife. She's Dracula, and I think I was the Black Widow. And so I've had this locket. That was probably the first Halloween we ever spent together. Or maybe no, that wasn't the first Halloween. I think that was the second or third Halloween. But I've had this pretty much my entire marriage. It's very, very worn. All right, you guys have a fabulous, wonderful Sunday. And I'll see you tomorrow for Monday for Memorial Day. And I hope you guys all stay safe, stay healthy, have fun, enjoy this world. Maybe go on a scavenger hunt and call your brother. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.